Good morning, everyone, and welcome. Before we start, we have a disclosure. Please be aware of risk in the future trading. All our videos are for educational purpose only. You're very welcome to follow any of our automated signal as long as you are on a sim. We're not responsible for your trade. This is today a little bit mixed market on the ES NASDAQ. We're going to take one at a time. For the CL traders, the automated trade took the trade on the CL. The CL is doing extremely well today, and it hit right on the target where the system estimated is 402.02, and it just hit the target and confirmed by the resistance line, and it is over. But despite the Renko bar some unprofessional traders use and some other time frame, the minute bring the actual trade, the actual trend in the market. And if we look from the market's time open, if we look at the ES and the NASDAQ, it is a lot of volatility in there. So to our members, I strongly recommend today to stay on the scalping and not using the swing trading. And for the ones that just joined us, the blue charts is connected to the left upper corner. The left upper corner market analyzer is based on one contract. This is for the swing trading. On the right upper corner here, it says on its automated scalp signal 15 second, and this is the signal 15 second. The difference between those two, like today, there is a lot of a chop in the market. Is still the trader can filter which one are good trades and start grabbing some of the trades from the scalping. The advantage on the scalping, if the market turn around and start trending, the scalper will start go ahead and switch from scalping to swing trading automatically. So there is a double advantage on it. So as we see, we're gonna show some another auto trade is the TI7. We need is really running beautifully, but this one here is on a different account. I don't want to show you this one, but it's up to $4,000 on this one here. So I'm gonna leave it. I will show you different ones once we have a CL, another CL running. We do have another CL running, but we are using the other one for a different account. This one here is a normal trade, and this is the TI7. The TI7 has nothing to do with the signal, and as we speak right now, it is running very nicely on the TI7, and we always use on our automated trade, we use the minutes. We don't use the all those other time frame has no sense in it. So also, if you decided to take the scalper today and stay on the scalper, the minute you have a break even, immediately try to break even on the scalper, because this market, as you see from the ES, a lot of volatility up and down, up and down. That can kill any account, whether you are a manual trading or you are an automated trade. And if you don't know what you're doing, you can get in a lot of trouble right now at this moment we speak. So you gotta be very quick. As an example now on the YM, very quick respond, and you need to break even immediately and leave it alone. At least we know we are on a free ride and it's not costing us any money. And this is the way we need to catch the trend. The scalper is a very aggressive one, And it is on a days like this when the market is really a lot of volatility and getting. I mean, it is obvious on the ES. If we look at the ES, it's very obvious. The support area 3550 and the resistance area 3557. So the market got stuck in that channel. We had one guy said the market stuck on the YouTube channel. No, it's not on my YouTube channel. It is on the channel between a support resistance, and we have nothing here to do moving the market for you. So it is stuck on the channel between support and resistance. It's not stuck on our channel. So when on days like this, when there is a lot of volatility, it is a very brilliant idea to break even and stay with the signal and monitor the price level. As an example, the YM right now, we have a double resistance line, and the difference between that auto trade and that auto trade, this one here, you set it up and you leave it alone. This one here. And you are at the mercy of the market, which 95% people like that. For the one that wanted to be a little bit more advanced in the trading, this is the other option where you have the auto trade taking the trade, set up the signal. That kind of trade is not made to trade 24/7. This kind of auto trade is made to come in around 9 o'clock, 9:30. If you want to play it safe, it will be around 9:45. This is where the volatility comes in, and then you will have a very good idea how is the market going around I'm sorry because I'm distracted by a lot of things here. This one here, you are at the mercy of the market if you don't want to do anything. That kind of an auto trade, the auto trade can set up the target and the entry for you, and it will be all depend on the trader how to manage the auto trade. As an example, also there is a lot of advantage on it. The trailing stop is a fib line. You don't have to spend the whole weekend trying to optimize back testing, forward testing, and then you find out it never works for you when you go live with it. So this is where no matter what you do, you still can come out clear on the scalping, no matter how much volatility there is. And all what really you need to do is a break even, or if you see the signal is not going to go anywhere, just get rid of that trade. And as we see, once you are patient enough, you will bring your bread in no time. And then I'm going to leave the ES to take care of itself, and then we can manage, or I will leave I think we have an internet problem. We do have an internet problem. We do have an internet problem, guys, so please stand by. Stand by to use the emergency internet. Please stand by. We'll be reconnected shortly. Just stand by, please. Just a couple minutes till we get. This is one of the things like this. So the question is, can we leave the auto trade running? Like now, I have to manually flatten some of the trades because now we are back on. Because I have an emergency internet, but nevertheless, you still, if something happened like this, you need to go back and close manually your open trades at your broker. So sometimes with NinjaTrader, any kind of trade or automated trade, you can get overfilled, and then the opening position become a closing position, and the closing position become opening. So it's okay if you want to auto trade and leave your auto trade running and come back every 5-10 minutes, look at it, is fine. But you should not turn on the auto trade and go to work or go on a honeymoon somewhere and leave the auto trade running live, because you're gonna probably, if something happened to the net or something happened, or you got overfilled, or the auto trade disconnected somehow, or your broker, you didn't get filled by your broker, then you're gonna have a problem. So we strongly recommend, if you wanted like to go wash your car, go to the supermarket, 5-10 minutes, coming back, there is nothing wrong with it, but you should not leave unintended the market. And now we're back on. Let me see. Can you see the screen? Yes, we are back alive on the. So we flatten out everything because of the internet connection, and we're gonna go back, and now we are back, and we flatten out the CL. I had a beautiful trades on the CL. It was all closed, and we will wait till we get the new trades. Let me help you in the same time when we are here for the ES. For the guys want to trade the ES, we have a buy entry at 35.6125. Is very fine, but always when you see a resistance or a support right above or right below, you skip that. You skip this, and then here is the entry price at 35.6125. This is the automated trade on the ES, but actually you need to put a limited order above the resistance line. So what you do, you put it on the high number here at 35.6350 limited order, and it is a beautiful trade because your stop loss is below this resistance line. So right now, as we flatten out everything, we're gonna start all over again on the newer signal when it come out. But if you are trading the ES, you should not go long here. You have to take the 35.6325 or the 63.50 limited order buy. On the Russell, you need to go at 17.26.8. Please follow us on a sim. We're not responsible for your trade. And please be careful with your trade. And also on the NASDAQ, this is a really, look how ugly those bars are. The way this market move is a lot of volatility here. And the same thing in here. This is a lot of a chop. And be careful with those trades. If you want to take a trade on the NASDAQ, I strongly advise you do not follow the buy entry. Go above the 974 as an entry signal, limited 976.75, because you have this resistance, and I don't see we are able to break that resistance if the ES has not broke that resistance. So be careful with those trades. Right now, this buy entry is going to go all the way to the 72.50 and stop on the NASDAQ. And the reason is the ES is the oxygen for a YM NASDAQ. And if the ES is not able to break the 63.50, this NASDAQ trade is not going anywhere. So even if it did go, it's going to stop here and waiting on the ES. So it is very, very, very much they are connected somehow. I don't want to go through a lot of details with that, but they are connected. And even if you don't like an ES, that's fine. But the ES, it is the best. I can say it is the best navigation in the market, because it can give you where the rest of the market going, plus minus few ticks. So this is very important to understand how. Look at this. Look, it is all connected, and the NASDAQ is staying on hold until we cross the 63. It's very simple. And if the ES not able to go above the 63.25, you're gonna have a losing trade on the NASDAQ. So let's don't be just say, well, the auto trade. Let's be a little bit more advanced. Why you lose a trade and why you win a trade and why you dismiss a signal and why you take a signal. And it's not because just an auto trade. It is on the technical side. Any kind of auto trade is a mechanical trade. And that, the problem right now, the problem is not your auto trade. Your problem is your ES has to close above the 63.25. Simple as that. For that NASDAQ trade to go farther, we need to go above the 63.25. And if we look, it's very nice and clear, despite this big mess on the ES right now. As we see here, has been confirmed on the double resistance. And where is this ES going? There is no short. There is no short in here at the moment. This is where the probability on the ES is going to hold at 35.57.25 as a re-entry buy. It's not like you're following your MACD's indicators and your ATRs. This is a pullback. I'm going to leave my crosshair as where it is right now. We're still in the long direction. And this is the pullback on the 35.57.25, pullback re-entry long. There is no short trade here, and I'm not going to touch the crosshair here. If this market drop below that line, we are going to the second level, is right here. And we still don't have a short. So those are the critical area on the ES And that's why, as we said 10 minutes ago, the best trade on the ES is 35.6325 long. Here, this is a support area. I mean, it's going to be a couple of 3 ticks plus and minus to get you lost, that's for sure. This is the pullback re-entry, and this is a pullback re-entry in here. But it does not mean we have a short trade. It's too early for that. It's very early for that. So when we are diving into this critical area here between long and short and pullback re-entry, absolutely for this guy who's been around as a new trader, he's been around for a couple of 3 years, he's going to get lost. Absolutely. And there is nothing wrong with that guy. So when we get into this pile of mud in here, at the moment, this is the only place you can go long on the ES. And this is the only place, 35.4825, you can go short. All this mess here, if you're not qualified trader, don't trade it. And don't even auto trade it. So it is very important, like what we have said last week and the week before. No matter what system you have, whether it's ours or somebody else, no matter what auto trade you have, whether it's ours or somebody else, please try to train your eye to look at the market for 5 minutes. Every morning before you turn on your auto trade, when you get up in the morning, you're having your coffee, just look at your chart, whatever system you have, for 5 minutes at the ES. And then compare it with your NASDAQ. Whatever you have system out there, whatever you believe you have the best system is fine with me. But at least look at the bar movement for 5 minutes before you turn on your auto trade. On the first day or the first week, depends on how much experience you are, what you're going to find is nothing but bunch of rubbish bars going up and down. I can respect that. But after a week, you start seeing things in your eye you never seen before. So before I get up in the morning and turn on the auto trade, it will be a brilliant idea to look at the market. Now, if you don't want to do that, then stick on the scalpers and probably on the scalper, filter the signal and try to. If you see that on the scalper, like now you have a new signal on the whatever it is, 30-year Treasury bond ES, make sure that is going to your direction. If it's not, close it immediately. If you don't want it to really examine the market the way supposed to, like any other traders in the morning, go around, kick the tires, make sure everything is okay before you go live or turn on your auto trade. And look what happened to the ES. As we see, speaking of that, the ES this is the re-entry, and this is where all the volatility on that ES. So the only solution we have for the guy getting into this big pile of mud here, this is your short trade, when there is clearance to take a trade, which you have here a double support area. If you're going to take a short, God help you. And if you are taking a long in here, you're going to bump into this double resistance. And then from that double resistance, if the market made it, you're going to deal with the 35.6150. So this is where we told you it's going to pull back, re-enter, and it happened. And for the guy with a light-handed, knows where his limitation on that trade, he knows he's going to have a problem at 56.50. If we break that, he's going to go ahead and face the second problem, is 35.6150. For the guy doesn't want to deal with that, is a very simple, here is your long, here is your short. So this way, you are not fighting from one line to another. This is, even if you are auto trading, does not mean you're gonna snoop around the resistance line and you're gonna keep going because you are auto trading. I mean, this rules is gonna impact your trade as well, and so look, we said this is the pullback re-entry, and if we look on the resistance line, this is where the ES stopped, and this is where we said we're gonna have a problem. Look where it stopped. Look where it stopped. Now, if they decide to break it, for the last 28 years, the one thing has been working in the market never ran out for the last 28 years. Identify trend, pullback, re-entry. You have two options. You have one aggressive trader. He will take a trade on the first breakout. This is aggressive trading. Or pullback, re-entry is always the best. What I mean by breakout on the first breakout, or a pullback re-entry. You have two type of traders. They know what they're doing when they bump into the price levels like this. They go ahead and they try to put a limited order right here. And if the markets start going, they take the breakout. The pullback re-entry identify trend, if this market go up above that bar and close the bar above it, if you notice, always the market go back to this line, confirming. The market go back and forth, but it's always go back, confirm levels. It does not confirm your MACD, does not confirm your ATRs, but always go back the market to confirm genuine levels. And when the market goes back, this is where most of the traders, they've been around 20, 28 years. This is where we take the trade. On the confirmation of the trade. And that's why we developed the one now we haven't, but this is where we have developed an auto trade is based on pullback re-entry, and it's been killing us to finish it. And this is a very tight trade. And this is one we still under the test. I don't know if we are able to release it on Monday. But it is very, we are still testing. And it is, all the trades are based on the pullback re-entry, confirming the trends. Pullback re-entry is not on the first breakout. So this is, and it is all, you can put one contract, two contract, three contract, whatever you want. And then you can use a micro account on it, whatever you want to do on it. But that's why it's taken us a little bit longer to, this is a very hard from this kind of auto trade. The TI7 is one type of an auto trade. And this is, the TI7 is right there. And it is a beautiful auto trade. But this one here, we are making it, you can put 2, 3, 4 contracts. but we are making it for the beginners actually, and trying to make it. No matter what he does, he's not gonna blow his account. I mean, we're trying to slow down his trade for that beginners, and try to be very tight with the targets and the stop loss. So, because no matter what you're gonna tell that guy, he's gonna go live after 1 week or 2 weeks. But at least we're trying to find a ground here that he will protect him from himself. So this is the auto trade. We've been working on it now for 3 months, and it is made for that guy, protect him from himself actually, and because he has no knowledge, he has no money. So I want to put that guy on that auto trade. I don't want him to trade that one if he don't know what he's doing. I mean, he can use this one on a micro account, so he will not wound his account. He can use a micro account. ES, Nasdaq, Dow Jones is fine. There is plenty trades on the ES, Nasdaq, and Dow Jones. But this one here, it is for the new guy. We've been working on it for 3 months now, non-stop. And it's been consistent, and we will be. I still want to. We are testing some filters, because also what I want to do. This is the last phase. We're gonna come on next week. I don't want that auto trade to take that many trades. I want it to take few trades. And he will have an option to be aggressive if he wanted to be an aggressive, but at the same time, the idea is if you take one trade ES, one trade Nasdaq, one trade YM, hedging the future market in a way, he will be happy camper. I mean, we are testing it right now, and we started 9:30 on that one, and then we had this internet connection. So for this guy with no experience, I mean, we've had last week on the Nasdaq where I have seen 2,500 in 1 day on this scalper here. And today the Nasdaq did go south, and without talking about it, it's right there in front of you. It's a big mess, and the ES is in a big mess. So it was much more than that. And then when we got through this big mess on the ES, start losing a few here and there. But if he's taking one ES, one Nasdaq, one YM, and he have more money, he can put one CL. So he will be hedging the market. So in other words, if he have a bad day on the Nasdaq, he will cover the bad Nasdaq for today on the ES, or it could be CL, or it could be YM. And let's say if this ES tomorrow didn't go well, he still have the Nasdaq and the YM can cover for him. So the approach on that auto trade, we are trying to let the beginner hash the market, and when we put the last layer next week, I was supposed to get it yesterday actually, and I didn't get the last layer on that one. Yet we are going to using a filter measuring the market and the live market. So and the auto trade will be measuring the live data of the market and then start filtering some of those trades, not based on ATRs and MACDs. It is based on a lot of concept. The filter is going to, and that it is for the safety of that trader, the one has no background experience on the trading. So this kind of auto trade, it's been a nightmare, but it is very consistent, and we're looking for consistency. So now the scalpers start taking a trade, and is immediately, because of this market situation right now, we're gonna start breaking even immediately on those trades, and we don't want to take chances. And then I have not been looking at the chart. You see how fast this market is. So this one here is finished, and it is really surprising, the market. And then what we will do, we will try to break even immediately on those trades. And I'm not gonna do anything to the auto trade. I'm gonna let it by itself. All what I'm gonna do, break even couple ticks. This is my job. And I wanted to the auto trade, if the auto trade figure out there is a trend, is gonna jump the trades, the target, and if there is no trend, it's not gonna move. So it's gonna stay on the scalping mood. If the market start trending, he's gonna go ahead and get aggressive for you. You see, he got you few ticks. So you can do it automatically, or let the auto trade to take that trade, and or if you want to, you can do whatever you want on that. So we are done with the Russell. We're gonna bring one more or two more. We'll bring down. I will look at the YM, and I'll let the auto trade take it. But what I will do, I will go ahead and break even. My job is done on it, and leave it. You can see when you are doing this, I mean, I'm gonna go ahead and make a chart with a bunch of indicators. You have over 100 indicators, but this is not it. As you see from the NASDAQ here, I'm trying to we have a very clean chart. There is no indicators in there. And it is so obvious when the market came into the 973.75, the market pullback is coming back to retest the 959.75. It's so obvious that once you start understand your levels in the market, you don't need that much indicators, gentlemen. You don't need that much indicators. Let's try to bring another example here. Because the auto trade is calculating the entry and the exit. And it's up to you to get aggressive or not, or you can let the auto trade get aggressive for you. So that kind of trading can put you on a different level of trading, and wasting 10 years of your life trading indicators. That can give you a lot of knowledge, and tomorrow maybe I've been saying that for a long time, but I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna make a chart with all kind of indicators we have. There is no big deal. And on the TI7, the auto trade, of course, is taking a trade. Took one trade out, and he still have two. We have the CL, and we can bring the YM as well. They're all connected, if the ES go, all the market gonna go. And if we want to add the Russell, we can put the Russell. And watch this, scalper or the swing trading levels. And when you are auto trading the TI7, you can look at the chart and see where is most likely it's gonna pull back, and then you can use the close position on the top, and then you can maximize your profit too if you want to do that. But most of the auto traders will not do that. I know, for many reasons. But you can do that. It's up to you what you want to do in this life. So this is the difference between that auto trades here on the white chart, the signal, and there we go. We are done with the NASDAQ, done with this one here. Immediately you see we are done with those. We still have the gold, and we break it even. And look at this, because if we look at the ES trade, here on the 2 minutes, you had over a couple $1,000 on that trade. And if we don't do anything about it, or if you keep your eye, look what we have said. Keep your eye. Look where this market's sinking in this level. So always try to look at the level even when you are auto trading. It helps you a lot, guys. Or try to look at the chart for 5 minutes before you start auto trading. That will help you a lot. That will help a lot your career. Still, if we look at the ES on the swing trading, it's not going anywhere. You can see how mixed is the ES. From 9:30, it's been the same problem. It was running beautifully in the morning when we were looking at the DAX. But then at 9:30, everything did go wrong in the market. So nothing we can do. I didn't trade the DAX today, and I want to show you the DAX charts. And I just missed on the DAX. We have not traded the DAX today, and I didn't do it. And the auto trade did well, and then it got chopped on it, so I couldn't today take any trades on the DAX. And it's better to, when you don't see any trade, you just wave it. And today It was, as you see here, 0.00000. There was no trades on the DAX today, which I missed one small trend, but it was not worth it to take a risk on it, so I left it alone. So the DAX today, I couldn't catch anything good. Let's put it this way. So on the ES, we did very well. On the DAX, on the ES earlier this morning, but then now there is nothing going on. We are just sitting on a standby. No, absolutely, Ben. Absolutely. The market is not in order. And we're gonna sit on standby until we get some movement in the market. Nothing to trade so far, and we have the gold, we have the YM, we have the Russell, and we have the ES, we have the CL. Everything is on a cruise. There is nothing to talk about, so I'm gonna leave it as is. Until those positions closed. Okay, I'll get quiet for a while. Thank you. We're still fighting to cross the 35.62.75, guys. We're still fighting over that number. So keep your eye on the ES until we cross the 35.62.75. It's not holding. It is a heavy resistance. And from now to 12 o'clock, we should be hitting the 35.68 level. If we are able to break the 63 level here, we will be hitting the 68 level, and then we kiss it goodbye for today. So it is very important number. The 60, we'll put it at 63. It's a very critical number. The CL close trade, okay. A new signal on the YM scalping. If you want to follow any of the scalping trade, you need to be on a sim. We're not responsible for your trade, but there is a new signal on the scalper. A really messy day. We are done with the NASDAQ. You can see the swing trade in Market Analyzer is a big mess. That's what we said from the beginning. When the market does not move, you will be better off on the scalping. It's a smaller time frame for the ones who follow the YM trade. We're about to hit the target. And I'm going to break it even immediately. I don't trust the market. It's going to turn around on us. And it's a right middle of nowhere here. I'll put it on a double support. If the market wanted to drop, then I can get the maximize out of it. So that's all. Okay, there we go. We got knocked out of that trade. That's fine. And we got done with the gold. That's very fine. And I mean, this little management here and there does not hurt you, And on the scalper, the one we are testing, just one contract. There is no trade, and we're still in a hole on the NASDAQ, which we will recover that. But this is very tight trades. Scalping, and it is, we started here around 9:30, and then 150, there is a couple of trades, and there are a couple of trades on each, and and as we see right now, this is what I wanted to as we see right now, it's not about the money. It's none of this is the one we are testing. None of them is taking a trade. And that is the beauty about it. Because right now, if you don't know what you're doing on the ES and you are trading manually, you're going to be in a lot of trouble today. So that will be, it's not taking any trade, and I don't want you to take any trade right now. So this is this is really good for me. It's good enough for me. And the ones want to be aggressive, they can use the TI7. I mean, there is an option for anything you want. There is a reversal auto trade. We never showed here. We never aired but I cannot control too many auto trades. But also you have an institutional auto trade. You have a reversal auto trade. You have the next generation auto trade, which is, we built the next generation auto trade 10 years ago. And still, until now, it is one of the most advanced automated trade ever come out to the market. And it is complex, and that's why we don't, I don't even on the private webinar consist on the next generation auto trade. When you have some people, you go on a support for 3-4 hours trying to teach a guy how to activate an auto trade or optimize. You cannot put them on the next generation. It was very much advanced auto trade, which is in your package. You cannot get a normal trader with no knowledge to use it. So that's why we're trying to simplify, but we have a complicity on some of the auto trade. I'm trying to concentrate on those guys with the simple auto trades and not overburn our head with it. And immediately broke even, and we leave it alone. If it's gonna work, it's gonna work. If it's not, we catch the next signal. That's it. So there is different type of an auto trade, and all depend on your knowledge, and all depend on what you want to do with it. We are a tool provider. We're not musician here. So we still have the auto trade on the ES and the YM. And the same chart we had a few minutes ago broke even on that area here, and now is heading short. Okay, this one is done. And this one, I'm not going to mess with it. I'm going to leave the gold as is. I'm not going to overwrite. And because it does it by itself, so I don't need to worry about it. The Russell, I'll break even. What we are trying to do here, we're trying to catch a trend. And if the market start going to our direction, we will catch a nice trend. And the scalper, the one we are testing, is not taking any trade right now. That makes me happy. It's a very critical area. And again, guys, it's the same thing happened 10 minutes ago on the NASDAQ. You can see where is your level on the gold, and it is up to you to take that trade or continue pushing this market up. Or if you want to, you can tighten up the stop loss if you want to. But I do not. If you are happy for what you see, it's fine. But for me, it is. If it's $200, I don't want to. I don't want to close position on $200. I prefer to catch a trend and get it over with, or I'll go around with the next trade, next signal. And my mission is to catch a trend, not to just make $100. Each one have a different priority, but you can do whatever you wanted to do. And it is obvious that gold got to 240 right now, and because it was a resistance at 81.1 level, and this is for the traders an option. When he sees a resistance or a support, he can cash in or he can stay. This is up to him. It's not up to me, if he wants to. And so again, guys, the ones here, they are long chart here. This is for guys want to learn the market, stand going around and bubbling all day long, doing nothing. This kind of auto trade here, the YMESCL, it is for a guy, he's just not interested in the market, he just want to auto trade. Yeah, and then he will be at the mercy of the market movement. Simple as that. So, two options, and it is up to the trader if he wanted to work, learn, or just bubble all day long with no production on his side. So there is two different type you can go into the market. We have some people they filter this market and they enjoy. We have some people they only stay in on 15 seconds and they are not interested in that auto trade at all, which is in their package. They don't even touch it. They don't even ask for templates. They're happy campers with that kind of trade. And we have the other type. They are not interested in this, and they are interested in that. So what I'm trying to say, or probably they will be interested in this one here coming out probably very soon, in a week or so. They will be interested in that. So there is something for everyone. And if you ask me which one is the best, I say if you are just here for a hobby, go for that as a hobby. And then you are this kind of auto trade, which you find that plenty auto trades, different algorithm, but it's one concept. You are at the mercy of the market. That's it. If the market trending, you will make money. If the market not trending, you will be like anybody else. You're not making money. On this one here, if you want to go to the higher level, you want to learn the market, in time, you will be consistent trader. And now we are coming to the Christmas, which there is no volume. 90% of this kind of auto trade, doesn't matter what kind of algorithm you have in there. Some of them are already bad. You cannot do anything with them. But the closer we get to the Christmas, the performance drop because of there is no volume. And then middle of January, then everything goes back to normal. That kind of trade, whether it's in the summer, when the kids are out of school in the summer, there is no performance. Around the Christmas, there is no performance. In the market in general, when the kids are out of school, there is no performance in general. Summer holidays, winter holidays, there is no performance when the volume is down. Yet on this kind of trading, when you learn how to filter your trades and understand which one are gonna make it or not, that one here, you can trade it every day. If you are a conservative trader or you don't know what you're doing, you start at 9:45. Why 9:45? Because it's like when the airplane taking off, you have to fasten your seat belt. And the market goes up and down, and it goes very fast. And you have the shorter, the long and the short going back and forth until the market gets settled. It's exactly like an airplane. You know, when the airplane take off, set the course, and then you take your seat belt off, And the same thing when the market take the course at 940, 945, around that area, the market start coming down a bit, and it is very healthy for the market not to be fast when you are auto trading, because you can face slippage. And then you start sitting like a sniper and trying to take trades. And when you see a bad signal, you dismiss it. And when you see signal go into your direction, and that system here is not made like this one here. Here you can optimize it, trade at night, trade at daytime, trade in European time, trade, you can optimize it. But on this one here, it's not built like this. It's built, let's say, if you start around 9:45, you should be done and catching a trend and done and over with no later than 11 o'clock, 11:30. You cannot sit down and yank on that auto trade day and night. You cannot. And the worst kind is the ones they don't want to even manage the auto trade. Then this is not good. If you're not interested in managing, understand the market is not good for you. Then you stick on that kind of auto trade. There's two options. And there is a reversal auto trade, there is a next generation auto trade, there is an institutional auto trade, there is all kind, and there is the scalper auto trade. Look at this. Until now, the scalper did not take any trade. This is the one we are testing. It's not taking any trade. And I'm so glad it's not. So this is really important. So now we are sitting here on the standby to see there is a new signal on the NASDAQ. Before I look at the chart on the NASDAQ, I will look at the ES. Now I will look at the NASDAQ. There is a new trade on the NASDAQ, and it's coming directly to the support area. And then we are going down. If we are able to break that area here. Very good, Lorenzo. I'm so glad. Yeah, happy camper with the CL trade. Very good. If we are breaking down that 1900, we are going straight down to the 873. But at the same time, you need to keep your eye, which it is, you need to keep your eye on the, let's take this one out. You need to take your eye, you need to look at the ES, and the ES is not clear into the short position until we are at 35.51.75. Again, if you are wanted to do swing trading, on the swing trading, right there. On the scalper, you already should be in a trade on the scalper if you are in the scalper mood. So the scalper, don't underestimate it. It is, can really, if you catch a trend, can really pay off better than sitting all day long, plus minus on any kind of auto trade. And 350, very good, very good. Happy camper. 48 seconds into the trade. Very good, Lorenzo. Very good. And the gold, what system you were using, Lorenzo? This one on the break even, I'm not touching it. On the NASDAQ, I'm not touching it. And on the ES, I'm not touching it. I'm leaving it. But I will break even. I'm leaving plus a break even on the ES, and also the YM, I will be break even immediately on it. So now if you notice, now you are stress free. Don't touch anything. Leave it the way it is. Either this market gonna come back, close for you, or the market is gonna go down and get you a proper trade and catch in a trend. So if the market did go back and knock you out of that trade, don't be sad about it. That's all what it is all about. Because our purpose on the scalper to switch to swing trading, and if there is no swing trading, we can catch $100, $200 if you want to. But at least if you are trying to use that kind of trade and you know how to manage those trades, you do not walk away nothing. So this is a decision where a trader, this is the trader decision. We can sit down and yap all day long, and we can sit down and nail our trades, and each one of them, each instrument, they spike once a day. And what we are trying to see when we are in a trade, trying to find a spike for today, and once the market spike and gets the max out of it, we are done with it. So there is many ways we can approach to the market, and whatever it suits you, you can do. We can sit down. We don't measure people because if they are been for 1 year trading or 3 years trading. You have people, they are jumping all over the places and they've been in the market for 5 years, but they are everywhere except their charts. And those kind of guys, they are not consistent because they are not looking at the market. They're just looking at an easy access out. And could be another guy has been sitting there for 3 months doing his homework, and he will be more productive than this guy has been for 5 years jumping from one system to another, jumping from one trading room to another, and jumping from one system to another. That guy is going to stay like this. He's looking for something that does not exist. Or another guy has been around for 3 months, and he is really getting his head into the trading. So the number of years does not mean you have an experience. Is how long you've been productive on your chart. It's not how long you've been having Ninja Trader and you are all over the places worldwide, So it is how long you've been really looking at the market and trying to understand the market. Is not where you are all over the places, And this is when a guy call us and he say, I've been trading for 3 years. Fine, but what you've been doing for the last 3 years? Jumping from one system to another, or you've been trying, looking at the market conditions every day, So there is 2 different guys with 3 years experience. Does not mean they are on the same level. After 11 years, now we are going to 12 years dealing with the public, and we've seen it all. We learned a lot from those guys. I mean, that's why now we do things not to just auto trade. Now we think about when you deliver that auto trade to this guy, he's not gonna wreck it, He's not gonna crash it. So that's why we are doing this one here for the guys will not crash it, And And that is a big challenge, because also you need to find consistency, and at the same time you need this guy not to crash it. And now we have it's been over an hour that scalper did not take any trade, and now it took a trade. That makes me happy, because that tells me during the volatility time, the auto trade did not respond. So this is our third option for the trader. He can hedge the market based on one contract, and still we can protect him from himself. For the guy who want to learn, he can learn from here. And the guy, he just want to turn on the autopilot, and he doesn't want to learn. He still have the right not to learn and just stay at the mercy of the market. That's it. As simple as that. There is nothing we can do. There is no magic in here. Let me show you something. This is the system we are testing. And this is the market analyzer. Look at the NASDAQ. No trades. Look, no trade. And let's examine here. What did we miss in this NASDAQ? We have a lot of small trades in here, and here there is no trade. What did we miss in this area? Nothing. No trade. Absolutely no trade. And that makes me happy, because if that guy, he's not going to go ahead and get in trouble when he's auto trading. And this is the CL trade. As you see, there is also some areas the auto trade skipped it. And now start taking the trade. This is how it's supposed to be. So gradually, from 9:30 till now, today the market is not trading, and he still can manage. I don't know if tomorrow is going to be the same, but he still can manage a few ticks here and there if he doesn't want to do anything. In the same time, if we want to look at this new system, barely today, because the market is volatility, barely probably he will make 500. Then if we switch to the scalper, how many times or how many $500 we made today? If you go back to this video, how many $5 and $6 and $800 we made on the NASDAQ CL? I don't care, whatever. How many times we nailed the $500? So it is depend on the trader to protect his account and decide which direction to be, being all over the places. And that's why when we have a new trader, he have the whole package, but I try to convince him to start little bit at the time and let him start on the scalper and the TI7. And now when we release that auto trade, then I want to encourage the new trader to start on that auto trade and the 15 second, because they're not gonna harm. I don't know. It could be. Look, this is a 500 on the Nasdaq. This is $70. This is $20. Welcome to trading, but there is a volatility. So depends what you want to do. One time I told one of the guys to go on a micro account so he will not hurt himself. The guy is brand new on Ninja. And then the second day, I find out he came in on one account. He only have one account. He turned on the swing trading on the micro account. He turned on the scalpers on micro account. He turned on the TI7 on a micro account, and he turned on the reversal automated trade on a micro account. And then when I came in, I got scared when I looked at it. And I said, what did he do? He said, go on a micro account. I said, go on the micro account 1 or 2 chart, but does not mean go berserk. And he have the ES on the scalper. He have the ES on the swing trading. He have the ES on the TI7, and he have the ES on the reversal. So it was the auto trades closing each other's, because I told him to go on a micro account. I told him to go on a micro account 1 or 2 charts. But the guy went like a buffet table, all what you can eat for $9.95, and he just turned on any charts he has on, and that was, I did not know if I wanted to cry or laugh. And so probably sometimes I say something, and but also try to use, please try, because I'm talking and some people distract me. So try to see what is common sense and do that. Please do that, and see how much your stomach can handle volatility. This is very important. So right now the market dying on us, and it is 11:29. So we're gonna stay a little bit longer, and we will see if we're gonna get something move right now to take advantage of. And welcome to trading. Sometimes we have in the market the market not willing. If the market not willing, the market is not willing. Nothing we can do. So I'll stay quiet for a few minutes, and then we will see if this market decide to move. As we see from the first minute we came in today, that was the key, and the key fell. And we told you to go long from that area here or short from that area. And the market stayed in this volatility here and chop market, and it is an extremely, extremely chop. And I don't know, but those are one of the days where, I mean, Thursdays usually are the best days in the trading. I like the best on Thursday, but it seems like nothing is moving, nothing we can do. Okay, we'll get quiet for a few minutes, and we'll see how the market gonna. We are 11:30. I don't like 11:30. After 11:30, new trades, but we will stay a little bit longer to see if this market willing to move. On the TI7, we only have one position open, and it closed at the same time, so there is no use to stay. Okay, 5 minutes. On the gold, I missed one tick on the gold because what I did, I put it right at the support. I should have put it right there. And I missed by one tick on the gold. The Nasdaq, I'm going to leave it to the automated system estimation. And we have a reversal on the Nasdaq. From now to 12 o'clock, we will be getting 845, and then we kiss it goodbye. And that's why I'm not going to mess with the Nasdaq, because it does itself, the scalper switch to swing trading. And as we see, when the market spiked, immediately we start seeing a profit. When the market move, this kind of auto trade, immediately they start showing profits. All of them. I'm gonna leave the scalper by itself, the Nasdaq, and the trailing stop is very good. And took one trade out on the pullback, and we still have one trade, and it did very well. So this is what we have been looking for all day long, trying to find a spike in the market, and finally the market give in, and then you're done. Nothing we can do. We're done. And the trailing stop on the Nasdaq is based on a fib line. It's not a dummy trailing stop. I don't like dummy trailing stops. So we can simplify everything in the market, and we can make it complicated. This is a very simple way to survive until we can find movement in the market. And you have to be patient. This is part of the game. You have to be patient in the market. You have to understand when the market is tradable and when the market is not willing to give you anything. So this is where it comes in the experience than being playing around, jumping from one system to another, going from one place to another. Whatever system you have, you sit down and work on it and try to learn how to trade, or try to learn how the market moves. Your life will be much easier and cheaper. So as we see, doesn't matter the number here. Technically, I have the trailing stop on the right spot. I'm not interested above the 83.50. And when there is a pullback on the Nasdaq, we are done with this one. We get it out. And when there is a pullback, it came into the minor support, resistant area here. And I understand this is a minor resistant area. And if this market hold and go back down, I will be for $2,000. If this market goes back up again against me, that means I need to get rid of that trade, and then I will be waiting on catching the new trend. And And you can sit down from 9:45, learn the market movement, the fib lines, everything. And of course, you will have some bad trades, but when you recognize there is a bad trade, you close them immediately. And then you find out your day goes smoothly. If we notice, this is an example. If we notice, and this is, it's not an accident, every day we've been showing the same story on those trailing stops. And they are extremely accurate. The market pulled back to the trailing stop is a minor fib line resistance. I don't need to move the trailing stop. And then the market turn around and it drop further direction to your target. And most likely by 12 o'clock, we are at 1846. And so you either walk away with 1,000 or 2,000. Very simple. That is somebody else's dream to make in 1 month, gentlemen. Some 75 of the traders, they cannot even take $1,000 at the end of the month out of their accounts. And so once you are educated enough, you start with a few hundreds a day and until you start getting comfortable with your trade. But it's also that, again, this kind of auto trade, you have to learn. You cannot just turn it on, and it's not for people who want to turn on and forget. That kind of auto trade, you turn on and forget. If the market moving, you will make money. If the market not moving, you will not make money. Where the tick's gonna come from if there is no movement in the market? Simple as that. We don't need to go through all the technical. If the market is trending, you will make money. If the market not trending, you will lose money. Simple as that. And you have to accept the fact. On this kind of trading, if you are willing to work with it, it pays you off. It pays off, depends on your knowledge, of course, but it pays off, you know. And 2, 3 options available. You want to scalp, or you scalp the signal, or you want to normal auto trade. There is a plenty we have in the package. You know, it's all depend on the trader what he want to do. It's not up to us. And as we see here, the market on the Nasdaq drop, and we had a reversal. Our reversal do not repaint. Coming back to the resistance level to confirm. And most likely it's going to drop to the double support area at 843.75. Right now everything changed. So hopefully by 12 o'clock we can hit that spot. If this market decide to go up, this is your re-entry point right there. Is at 98.50. This is the re-entry point again. This is the re-entry point. So this is where you go back and bang on the market again here. Short, limited order. If you want to do that on SIM. So we're going to stay a little bit longer to see if we are going to hit the target on the Nasdaq. For the ES, as you see, is the same as the Nasdaq. It fired a reversal right there. After it broke the latest, we said this is the magic number for the short from the beginning of this webinar. And then we come back to the resistance level, and as we see here on the ES, is holding at 52.25, and you can see how many bars they are holding at that number here. So this is very important. The 52.25 stay below, and that is going to affect your trade on the Nasdaq. On the CL, because 1152, I'm not going to play with it, and it's already broke even one trade, and I'm going to have it close. And we're about to close the Nasdaq. We closed the Nasdaq. Everything is closed. And remember, guys, there is a re-entry point on the Nasdaq at 97.25. Try to be on SIM. And this is the trade on the Nasdaq as a pullback re-entry, limited short. And if you want to do that, please be on a SIM. We're not responsible for your trade. That's all what we have for you today, guys. Thank you very much. Thank you for all the support. If you like us, please give us a thumb up on the YouTube. And we will see you tomorrow at 10 o'clock. Of course, and then here is one more trade on the gold, and we are about done with that. And the DAX didn't make it. You can see because I didn't trade the DAX, but on that trade today, the last one, it was 827, and the target is 1,000. So, and the Nasdaq now will start going the opposite direction. This is the advantage for somebody. Have two different accounts. He can trade the Nasdaq on one and trade the Nasdaq on different Autotrade, or trade the Nasdaq on swing trading and the scalping Nasdaq, and then you can do that if you have two different accounts. Thank you very much. God bless you all, and please be safe, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.